Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Coming to you live from live from the Oscars Internet. This is the Gaming Saloon for January 9th, 2021, with your host, Peacemaker2448 and Rapid Epsilon.
Not to be confused with the Gaming Saloon reviews.
Yeah,
Since you tried to go with the comfy couch.
Yeah, not that one. That one's a Monday right now, folks, just to let you know ahead of time.
Yeah.
Halo's tomorrow. TGSR's Monday.
Yeah. Little shuffle because, yeah, I'm not going to get time to watch the episodes tomorrow, so, yeah.
So we have found out that apparently Memory of Heroes has survival mode speedruns.
And has the potential for someone to do full game speedruns. My thing is, I'm worried why no one has done full game runs.
Probably because it's not that interesting.
Yes and no. I mean, if you can do it quick enough, bear in mind the story doesn't matter.
Right.
As bad as I hate saying that, actually, the story really doesn't matter when it comes to a speedrun.
Right.
I mean, let's be fair, most of the time once runners get a game for so long, they tend to, forget what the game actually has story-wise.
Right, well, I mean, there's so much of the game that just interrupts you. It's just like, hey, here's plot. There's just so much of that, and so much skipping through that, and there's no way to get around all that stuff. So you're just chaining together a bunch of fights, and then it just becomes how fast you do those fights, and I don't think there's any good speed tech for those. Besides just you use whatever the game gives you and go. Like, you don't bother to waste time what's the word I'm looking for? Like, you don't waste time changing riders. You just use whoever the game dumps you in.
I could see that, especially in a new game run.
Yeah.
It kind of being that, because at that point you're focusing on leveling up whoever's just handed to you at the moment.
Yeah. Unless
there is some kind of mentality. Because in theory, if you knew a section was going to dump you in as O's, you might try to play the previous one as O's to get him over leveled.
Well, it's not that hard to get over leveled, plus there is a max level cap, and you're going to hit that by the end of the game.
I mean, fair.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't think there would be much to over leveling, because I actually think I over leveled a bit in game when I was normally playing the game.
But I think you were also kind of going out of your way to do a lot more battling.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
So that might have contributed. It's one of those I don't feel like New Game will ever take off. So I kind of agree with their positioning as the last one of them. New Game Plus, I kind of wonder. Like, that would be the thing that I kind of wonder.
Yeah.
Because how much actually carries over?
I think your levels and all your accelerators carry over, along with your forms, I think. I'm not sure. It's been a while. I'd have to boot up the game and stuff and check.
If that's the case, then it might actually be more of an interesting run.
Yeah.
And I'd have to think a New Game Plus run, you'd at least be able to skip all the dialogue and all that.
I think you can. I think it's like a start skip kind of situation, I think, to skip all that.
Which, I mean, that's fine if that's what it is.
Yeah. I guess my only thing is it would only be really interesting to watch boss fights and see how you curb stomp boss fights on New Game Plus.
I mean, I'm sure that's where the tech would be, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, truthfully, the same thing can be said about Splatoon speedruns.
Mm-hmm.
It's more your pathing and how much you curb stomp the big hurdles in the game.
Yeah. So, I don't know if I'd do. I don't know. I'd be like, hey, I want to put in a time for all the riders. Just be like, hey, we're gonna do this stream. I'm gonna do a time for everyone.
Me, it would more be a case of if I felt like I wanted to by the time I finished the game.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's one of those that I could foresee me being like I am with Breath of the Wild, where it's like, I like the game, I couldn't speedrun it. I could completely see that being the case.
Yeah. So, besides that, what have you been playing this week?
Not really anything.
Fair. The only thing I've been playing is the new Paper Mario.
The Paper Martin.
Yep. I've really enjoyed it. Like, the combat is a lot more basic than like the other Paper Marios, because you don't have all those different techniques and stuff. You pretty much just have jump and hammer and variations of that based on your equipment. At least at the current moment. It's not like you can like do different hammer and jump techniques. Most of the, I guess, the complexity of the combat is like the puzzle stuff. As you puzzle solving your way into going, all right, get me the setup so I can one-shot all of these.
Fair.
Which, after a while, they start like messing with you, just being like, okay, how do you set this up? And it's just like, because after a while, I think it starts to become a case of where there's multiple solutions. And I also found out that there's apparently an extra bonus if you do it in less moves than the game thinks you can do it in. So say the game wants you to do it in 3 moves. If you do it in 2, you get a better bonus that I didn't even know existed. I think it's like a flat 2x instead of a 1.5, like multiplier to your damage. I also really like the boss fights because it's reverse case. So you're moving the board to get into the boss, and you have to plan more or less where you stop in order to do your proper attacks. I wish there was a little better idea of like, okay, what do I do now on bosses? Because sometimes it's like, okay, they're this. What do I do now? Do I go for a straight attack, or do I do the 1,000 folded arms thing? Because they're both on the field. I'm not sure which one to do. I'm gonna go do this one. Oh, that's the wrong one? Okay, just do the other one. Okay. Olivia's wonderful and great, and like her dialogue and her interactions with Mario are fantastic. So more or less the writing is on point in this game, which is good. Because Olivia is just a big goofball, and Mario just runs with it. So Mario is straight man to all of her shenanigans, and her shenanigans are completely innocent. It's not like she does anything to annoy you. She just does stuff because it's like, I just want to do this, and it's just a little fun thing. Like, you're going up an elevator, and then she's like the elevator attendant being like, here is the 3rd floor with this, this, and this. Before the elevator gets skewered by pencils, and it's like, and she's like, that's bad. We should do something about that. But honestly, it's really good game so far, and I've really enjoyed it. And maybe I definitely should give Color Splash a second chance. If Color Splash is as good as this, then I probably should give Color Splash a chance. Because I never did. Ty swears by it. And honestly, I think Color Splash is set up kind of the same as this game, where you have Mario, your one assistant that is with you the whole game. The only difference is that's more level based, and this is more like proper open world. You're exploring around, doing stuff. But otherwise, like, you're kind of doing all the same stuff you would be doing in Color Splash. So, I don't know. I should give Color Splash a chance once I'm done with this, I guess. Other than that, stuff for my quick draw, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, but I mean, you've not really been playing that.
I've been playing with it, mind you.
Fair.
I need to check what the cables are for my speakers. See if I can get some longer cables for it to get that like set up properly. Because I'm trying to like get things so I can like improve stuff. Finally, to be like, all right, time to like sit down and figure out stuff I'm gonna do. I also got an email from ZipRecruiter about a job in Chattanooga. It's more or less a maintenance position, but I'm like, do I apply for this? They seem like they want me, but on the other hand, this is a maintenance job in Chattanooga.
Like, what kind of maintenance job would be the big question?
They say it's technically like it's like an electrical mechanical technician job.
Oh.
Is what they say, but everything that the job describes, even though there's not much to the listing, more or less describes you doing kind of maintenance-y stuff. Kind of setting up stuff and checking on stuff.
I mean, to be fair, it couldn't hurt. The worst thing is you could just tell them, yeah, I'm not interested anymore.
True.
I mean,
and it just alerted me to it being in existence, more or less. Now, I thought about it, and I'm just like, I could go for this, but then it was just like, hey, do you at least have your high school diploma? And I'm like, yeah, I have that, but like, I just don't know if I want to drive to Chattanooga for this. Because like, that's the issue at the current moment.
Fair.
For numerous reasons that are currently going on in Chattanooga. Like, do I really want to? Because I think they also said it was like 5 8-hour shifts. So I think probably like Monday through Friday, it's 8 hours a day. I assume.
Yeah. Probably Monday through Friday.
Yeah.
Probably regular hours.
Mm-hmm.
Like an 8 to 5 concept.
Yeah. But again, that's dry.
That's not that bad.
Yeah. But again, that's in Chattanooga at the current moment, with things going on in Chattanooga at the current moment that I am aware of. And I'm like, I don't know. I kind of don't want to because of what this recently came out. That's in Chattanooga with the corona.
I mean, fair.
Because that new strain of corona has been found there. And I'm like,
they think, and it's like
yeah.
At the same time, I'm one of those that I'm like, okay, we sure this is new, or is this just it's what we've always known, and it's just, you know, being dumb. Because let's be fair, yes, mask mandate in Chattanooga. Does that mean everyone wears them? No.
Fuck no.
So, yeah, I'm just like, that's one of those. I don't have faith in the people there, so I don't know if I want to trust this fully.
Yeah, like my mom and dad are like up there in age, so they're in the higher risk category. Whereas I'm not. Do I want to be another vector for that to get here and to get them sick? because that is on my mind like all the time. Where I'm just like, I don't want to be the one. Incredibly so. Like, as careful as I can be, regardless, I still don't know if I want to take the risk. Granted, they would be vaccinated before me. Long before me, according to plans. Because I believe the state's plan is you and me are in the, you get to be vaccinated next year.
And you know what? I'm in the mindset of I'm fine with that. It's not been tested enough, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's one of those, nope. I'm not going to be the guinea pig. I'm perfectly fine with that.
Yeah, we're not getting vaccinated anytime fucking soon, according to the state. And I'm just like, well, at least my parents will be vaccinated before me. At least that's nice. Anywho, away from the heavy stuff.
Yeah.
We have a short week this week because there's not a whole lot of news because but it's fucking January. Did you see the rumor for the direct?
Nope.
Okay, I'll pull this up on the side real quick. So, supposedly, I don't know if this has been deconfirmed yet or not. I'm going to assume it's fake because of what's on this list. One specific thing on this list because no. No.
What, a Metroid Prime 4 release date?
I believe that's actually on this list.
So then that's another thing then. If that wasn't what you were talking about, because why would they give us a release date without knowing anything else about it?
Right. Alright, so this is for a direct that's supposedly supposed to be on the 11th. So Tuesday, I believe. Right? No, Monday, my bad. So first thing on this list, Switch Pro. Dated for the 23rd of April. 4K TV support, Dock Pro, Joy-Con Pro, Bluetooth audio support, high definition screen, 250 gigs, NVIDIA DLSS 2. Price point is $400. First look and trailer.
I mean, that would kind of put it on par with the current gen, except for the fact that Nintendo doesn't care about the current gen.
Fair. Next up, first-party software. Nintendo World Park Tour, dated for the 23rd of April of this year. Trailer and gameplay footage. I assume that's like a pack-in title for... That's supposed to be a pack-in title for the Switch Pro. And I guess it's, hey, here's a video game version of the park that's in Universal Studios at the moment. Mario Kart 9, dated for spring of this year. Trailer and gameplay.
Maybe?
Splatoon 3, dated for the summer. Trailer and gameplay.
Again, maybe?
Odyssey 2, dated for the holidays.
No.
Trailer plus teaser plus software demo.
Oh, heck no. Don't even get your hopes up for that one.
Fire Emblem Echoes, Path of Radiance, trailer plus gameplay footage.
And the reason I say don't anyone get their hopes up for Odyssey 2, the only 3D Mario game that has gotten a sequel was Galaxy.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, Fire Emblem Echoes, Path of Radiance. So a second one of these, like, remake of an older Fire Emblem tiles. It feels weird that they did Shadows of Valentia, which is a super old Fire Emblem, and then they skipped to the GameCube Fire Emblem. Like, that's cool, but I am incredibly sus on that one. But that's not the thing that made me sus on this. We'll get there. Metroid Resurgence, dated for the fall. Trailer plus software demo. I don't know what this is, or what this is supposed to be. Third-party software. Here's the thing that made me incredibly sus. Kingdom Hearts, Destiny's Embrace, dated for this year. Trailer plus software demo. Oh, the Metroid was dated for fall. You want to know why this makes me incredibly sus?
So many reasons.
First of all, that name actually makes fucking sense because that's the name of Kyrie's Keyblade. So this would be a Kyrie-centric Kingdom Hearts game. Bullshit. Bullshit. No way they do that. They just did that. It's called Melody of Memories, and it didn't do anything for her. Sus. 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 1,000 times sus. And then I'm just like, no. This time, like, no. This is not the direction they're moving in Kingdom Hearts. They're moving in a completely different direction, so no. Anyway, Bayonetta 3, dated for the summer, trailer plus software demo. I'm pretty sure Platinum has said that Bayonetta 3 is still in development, but they haven't said much more on that, so sus.
It could be.
Yeah. Shin Megami Tensei 5, dated for the fall, trailer plus gameplay footage. I think Atlas has also said that you're still going to have to wait on SMT 5, which probably means maybe not. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Watch Dogs Legions, and Far Cry 6. Valhalla is dated for the 23rd, so is Legion. Far Cry 6 is dated for this year. Only available natively on Switch Pro. Cloud versions available on base Switch.
Okay, so see, that's another thing then. That's another thing then. I don't think Nintendo's going that way.
There's more. Trust me, we're not at the end of this. So, RE2 remake, RE3 remake, both dated for the 23rd. Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition, dated for the summer. Same situation, native Switch Pro, cloud for regular Switch.
Nope.
GTA 5 Premium Edition, dated for the 23rd. Trailer post gameplay.
Nope.
Black Ops the COD Black Ops Cold War, dated for May 7th of this year. Trailer plus gameplay footage. Same situation. Native Switch Pro. Cloud.
Why don't they try better jokes next time? There's not been a COD game on a Nintendo console since the Wii. Like 7R. Early in the Wii. Come on, guys.
7R, dated for the fall. Native on Switch Pro, cloud version on Nintendo Switch, teaser plus software demo.
I disagree with the cloud version part of it, but well, okay, hold on. Let me rephrase that. I disagree with it being in the cloud version of it. There being an actual cloud version, I can maybe see.
Here is upcoming Switch Pro and Nintendo Switch titles: Crash 4, Eastward, Fall Guys, Dirt 5, Yakuza 6, Persona 5 Strikers, Control Ultimate Edition, Fallout 3 New Vegas.
Okay.
Fallout 3 New Vegas.
Okay.
Sus.
I was on board until that one came out, and then I'm like, wait a minute. Like, that one sounded realistic until you got to New Vegas, and then it's like, really?
Also, that is the wrong title. It is Fallout New Vegas. It is not Fallout 3 New Vegas.
Shh.
Nier Replicant. That's not the full title. Dead or Alive 6, Hollow Knight Silksong. That doesn't have a date yet. That also doesn't have I don't think that's... Or no, they've only just recently shown off gameplay for it in the last year or so.
I could see that, though.
Yeah, Apex Legends, Plants vs. Zombies, Battle for Neighborville, The Witness, Hitman 3, Maneater, Borderlands 3, Dragon Ball Kakarot, Baldo, Little Nightmares 2, A Way Out, No More Heroes 3, Bravely Default 2, Monster Hunter Stories 2, Wings of Ruin, Monster Hunter Rise, Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition, Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. Chronicles X is out. Wait, Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Why is
That's
3D
wrong.
World in the indie?
This isn't the indie.
Oh, okay.
This is just slated as upcoming Nintendo Switch Pro plus slash Nintendo Switch games.
Also, does anyone else realize that there's a lot of those that are like coming out within the next month and are
Fair.
actually actively advertised on the eShop?
Also, Chronicles X isn't going to exist. Monolith Soft have confirmed this over and over again. They aren't going to do Chronicles X because they would have to remake the game from the ground up. Do I need to dig up the interview where they specifically said that that was the case and shove that in people's faces until they stop talking about Chronicles X?
The Chronicles
It's
X.
not happening. It's not happening. Monolith Soft would literally have to be written a blank paycheck to actually make that happen.
That, or someone's going to have to be very smart and generate a emulator.
Yes. Lastly, Legend of Zelda Echoes of the Past, dated for the 23rd. Trailer plus gameplay footage.
I dig the title, except it's fake.
Yeah.
We would have heard something about the title. They would have teased that at least. I do dig that title, and I feel like that would fit.
Also, it is apparently first-party software. I didn't realize that until I saw a reply. This is like software.
Oh my god.
Also, this is apparently using the wrong Nintendo logo. This isn't using the updated one.
So it's the fakest of fakes.
Pretty much. I was wondering if someone debunked this yet.
Probably not, because you don't have to. You can nitpick a few of these and it's like, yeah, no.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be flat out. One of the bigger ones that would be cool if it happened, but probably won't happen, would be Odyssey 2.
Yeah.
And I almost feel like there's maybe a 20% chance that could happen. I feel like Odyssey was the walking point to see if what Nintendo is capable of doing with Mario.
Mm-hmm. Now, I will say this. As much as I doubt Square Enix will ever do a proper Kairi-focused Kingdom Hearts game, if they did do it, I would be interested. And it would be the only thing I'm interested in Kingdom Hearts' current direction at the moment.
But why would they release it on the Switch?
Fantastic question. Like, why is it on the Switch to start with? Well, we just got Melody of Memories, and Melody of Memories is just a giant recap game / rhythm game. Like, that's a PS4 title. So I don't know why it's being brought to Switch. If they're not using Kingdom Hearts 3 as a basis for it, which they would, because I don't know what else they would be using unless this is like a brand new style of game. So again, I am incredibly sus on this.
Mm-hmm.
And then all this other shit, I'm just like, nah. Nah. I guess that's why this hasn't gotten anywhere, is because nope.
Because
So,
everyone
no.
can see it's fake a mile away.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I'll be really waiting on that Fallout 3 New Vegas coming out on the Switch.
Yeah.
You know, that brand new alternate take to Fallout 3.
Yeah.
I could see us getting a direct with some bigger news. Maybe with like some more information about Breath of the Wild.
Uh-huh.
I've kind of gotten to the point where I don't think Metroid Prime's actually going to be anywhere near ready for still probably another year or two.
Fuck no.
If it's even still going to be a thing at this point.
Yeah.
Because that also makes me wonder, we probably actually are getting close to at least talks of a new Nintendo console.
I think they've confirmed the Switch is halfway through its life cycle currently.
Yes and no. If we treat the Wii's abnormal life cycle for Nintendo into consideration, probably.
I thought that was a word from Nintendo personnel, is why I said that.
Oh, I don't know on that.
Yeah,
but even with that, I don't fully believe that, because I think technically we are getting within that range of at least starting to hear talks about it. A new one.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think we're still another year out before we would see another one, but yeah. So that might also throw problems.
Okay,
now,
Doug Bowser. This was word from Doug Bowser. Yeah, midway point of the life cycle on the Nintendo Switch platform is what he says.
In all seriousness, though, I feel like they could probably pull off a new Switch Pro kind of deal.
Yep.
And I say it that way because, you know, the new 3DS.
Mm-hmm.
I think they could pull something like that off and maybe squeeze another couple of years of life out of it, but I think we are getting close to that point.
Yeah.
Like, they're gonna have to pull the trigger now or else.
Mm-hmm. So, since we're probably not getting a Nintendo Direct Monday.
I mean, we still could.
True. When was the last time we got a full, proper Nintendo Direct?
It's a good question.
I have it pulled up. You can take a guess.
I honestly don't know.
September 4th of 2019.
Really?
That is the last multi-game proper Nintendo Direct. Every other Direct since then has been either an Indie World, a Smash Brothers reveal, a single game Nintendo Direct, or a mini.
I think if they're gonna do a Switch Pro this year, I think we will wind up seeing a bigger one.
Mm-hmm.
And it might be a stretch, but we might actually, if they do pull the full trigger, we might see something from Metroid Prime 4, Breath of the Wild, and maybe a new 3D Mario.
I feel like at minimum, we're probably reaching the point where they're going to tell us about that new Breath of the Wild.
We're at least at that point. The other two's a question.
Granted, I want that new Breath of the Wild. That teaser is too goddamn good for us to not hear about it.
And
that teaser is fucking amazing.
The main reason I'm thinking maybe something with Prime 4 is because they could, if the trilogy actually was ready, they could put that out as an in-between release.
Yeah.
They could give like a teaser trailer now, release the trilogy, say, summer, and build up hype for maybe Prime 4 being like this time next year kind of deal.
Yeah.
And it would work.
Yeah. And that's assuming Corona doesn't dumpster plans more so than it already has.
I think at this point everyone's about figured out how they can work around it, though.
Right. Although, recently, and within this last week, I got one of the people I follow on Twitter for like writer-related news posted a tweet about Tokyo having to go back on lockdown, which brought up the question of, is Rider and Sentai having to go back on hiatus? Potentially.
That, potentially.
Yeah.
Like, it would affect that more so than I think it would the development side of it this time around. Because it hurt the first time because no one really had the fail-safes in play. Now everyone's had time to see, okay, this is what we need to do to make it work. So I think this time it wouldn't affect. It'd just be a change of environment.
Yeah. But it just made me just go, okay, so we had, like a month and a half, or like what was it, 6-week hiatus for Rider and Sentai when Corona hit?
Technically, yes.
Yeah. Guess where that puts us?
Where?
That puts us almost right at Cure Major ending and Zenkaiger starting.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That would hurt Sentai more than anything.
Yeah, because Rider just started their second arc, which, granted, kneecaps them momentum-wise, because now they can't follow up on this, and they're like, well, shit.
They started their second arc? You mean they actually had a first arc?
Supposedly.
Just saying.
I've seen the anecdotal evidence of like the Seiken Sword Driver not selling well. And also
I wouldn't know why.
And like the new Psycho like sword driver that's Lightsaber Man is being promoted less as a new rider and more as a weapon for Saber, even though he is a new rider, which seems like an odd tactic. But apparently Bowser did not sell. Like, his shit did not sell.
Well, okay. That doesn't surprise me, because who really wants to be the bad guy?
Fair. It also didn't help that the Thouser driver was also way less functional than every other driver in the series.
Right. But I mean, just at its base, their marketing for the toys is for kids.
Mm-hmm.
You name me one kid that really wants to be the bad guy and not the hero.
Yeah.
I mean...
like, granted, saying that the Thouser driver didn't do well makes me go, wait, the Metsubo Genride driver did? Or like, no, the Force Riser did super well. And I'm just like, well, that says a lot. When people are like, fuck Thouser, I'd rather be Hirobi.
I mean, fair.
That's my thought process of nobody liked Thouser enough to not want his stuff, because it wasn't just his belt, it was also the Thousand Jacker. Didn't sell well either, I don't think.
Fair.
It's just like, fuck Thouser, I'd rather be anyone else in this fucking series with 12 fucking drivers.
Well, I mean, he was kind of a complete and total jerk.
Yes.
For most of his time.
Yeah.
I can't blame him. At least Hirobi kind of felt like there was a potential for redemption.
Yeah.
Like, even from the start. It kind of didn't feel like he was the villain, just that he had a different opinion, which that's fine.
And also, who's getting a V Cinema in the next couple months? Oh, that's right. The other writers that aren't Thouser, because fuck them. Two of which barely got to be writers in the series and also didn't get to be writers in the movie because they ran out of time. And they were like, we gotta write you out of the movie real quick because we can't do anything else with you.
It's one of those, and it was as I was saying while we were watching it. Thouser's redemption that they attempted to do works within the show because he wasn't really part of the show enough to matter.
Yeah.
At that point. It's like, oh, he was a jerk because of this. Cool. I feel like if we'd gotten that earlier, it probably really just would have been cheap.
Yeah.
It would have been like, oh, you're trying to make people feel for him. Yeah, no. Not to mention, I also think I kind of gave them a little less flack because of the simple fact of, we lost episodes, and that probably was not where they were aiming for him to go.
Yeah.
Like, I almost feel like his little redemption arc there that kind of gave us his backstory, I think that was still supposed to happen, but it was supposed to almost make us feel like he needed to be saved from who was supposed to be Arc 1.
Which still feels weird because Mullis brought up the detail, and I didn't even really connect the dots until he brought it up that, his little Zaya spec looks too much like Arc 1 in design.
Fair.
It's like, wait, you're not supposed to be Arc 1? Then why the fuck does Arc 1 look like your goddamn Zaya spec?
I think I can justify that one a little bit. And I think it boils down to look at how he got stripped away from being president.
Yeah.
I get the funny feeling that the tech he had created was what was supposed to essentially turn into Arc 1 by means of new current jerk president.
Yeah, he was supposed to be a bigger deal than he is other one, because, in series, he's a fucking footnote. Although he does get to be, from my understanding, the villain of the V Cinema now. Because he's gonna go, hey, I made this fancy new human gear with, Jin. I want to make an army of those that, don't have sentience and are just machines. And he, kidnaps Jin to make that happen, and the rest of the Mystical Jin are like, excuse me, no. I'm sorry, but no. So I assume they've went and I assume he was always meant to be a villain at this point. It was just shit, we don't have time to introduce you and make you work as a villain. I guess you get to be the villain for the V Cinema then.
Which is also why I kind of feel like I give them a little less flack on that, because I feel like it was supposed to be a guy who was kind of, imprisoned in the creation he made. And we were supposed to kind of feel sorry for him by the end, and they ran out of time. And it's like, oh, yep. I see where the problems here are.
Look, you gave me the super spoiler from the 01 movie. All is forgiven. Do I have problems with the series? Sure. But I forgive them because they gave me the super spoiler for the 01 movie. I don't care anymore.
Is it bad that I feel like the problems I have with 01 are due to factors they couldn't have handled? Whereas the problem I had with them with X-Aid was a case of they didn't write enough?
Yeah. Makes you wonder if those 6 episodes, we lose those 6 episodes, might have been a blessing, because it's like, oh shit, we can't pad out the series for 6 extra episodes. We gotta just end the show. Okay, let's just end the show and be done. It's clunky as fuck, but you know what? It didn't last for 12 fucking weeks.
Like, I feel like, honestly, the only thing that could have changed how 01 played out was if all of that had happened, back when we were dealing with the competition.
Yeah.
That probably would have been the only way that could have played out any better. Because they could have cut that down and probably saved the episodes there.
Mm-hmm. I also unfortunately feel like Saber's getting into the territory of what that was doing, because you know how Arjo kept not doing anything really the entire time? It kept being like, Human Gear, stop attacking people, instead of just blowing it up and being done. Yeah, I guess what Saber might be doing in the next couple weeks or so. Or at least they did it this week, and I was like, oh fuck no, I'm not doing this again. I tolerated this in 01 because I liked the cast. I don't like a majority of the cast in this series. I ain't sticking around for this. I have my limits. I'm not sitting around watching Toma wrestle a monster and be like, no, I can't kick you and cure you of your problem because that's not how this works, even though the episode already demonstrated that's exactly how that works, and that's what he should be doing, but instead he can't do it because reasons. And he has to come in conflict with the one character who's like, why don't we just do this and be done? That's what we need to do. And he's just like, no, I don't wanna. And I'm like, oh, fuck off, Toma. Anyway, news! Now we're talking about everything but news. All
I'm gonna say, as far as Saber goes, called it.
Yeah.
I hate that. I called that, but I did.
So, news! We've got some interesting things. So, first and foremost, Epic Games has purchased a shopping mall in North Carolina to convert into their new headquarters. The Cary Town Center, located in Cary, North Carolina, will apparently become the new home for Epic Games.
How far away is that from here, even?
Fantastic question. Google, help me out here.
Because they can't be too far away.
No. Uh, 6 hours.
That's pretty far.
Almost 7 hours. It's about smack dab in the middle of North Carolina. Because it's like northeast of Charlotte. And like east of Greensboro. Like, you're pretty close to the coast, actually. It's just outside of Raleigh.
Yep, I saw that.
Yeah. But yeah, this mall sits on 87 acres of land. It's 980,000 square feet. They're going to convert to a set of offices and development buildings, as well as numerous recreational spaces. Which
so they're going to Google it up. Got it.
Pretty much. Isn't that what all modern tech companies do now?
Pretty much.
Like, I feel like that's the only reason they're buying this mall to start with, is because it has the floor space to let them just put in random shit. Pretty
much, yeah.
Because, like, you can only gut a mall, I would say, by so much before you're pretty much tearing down the entire building and building a new one. And they're not tearing it down because they said they're going to... Yeah, they're going to convert it, so it's staying as is. At least in, like, exterior-wise, to an extent. So, yay! And it'll apparently be complete in 3 years.
Well,
and I've Googled pictures, and this is definitely a mall. It is definitely a mall.
at least it's a nice mall, though.
Yeah. Ooh, I found what was inside of it.
Doesn't surprise me.
I can barely read this because it's so tiny. Anything interesting?
I can tell you this much: if there's a Starbucks inside there, then they ain't gonna have to move.
Yeah. I'm not seeing one so far. There was a Dave and Buster's. I mean, you might as well keep that and just have your own personal Dave and Buster's.
Fair.
Yeah, no, there's no Starbucks.
Darn. Opportunity missed.
Yep. But in other news of companies buying stuff, Nintendo has acquired Next Level Games, which did Luigi's Mansion 3. I wonder why.
Yeah.
I forgot what else they've done, because I know I've heard that name elsewhere. Oh, they did Federation Force. Everyone's favorite Metroid Prime game.
They also did Strikers.
Ooh, they did the Wii Punch-Out. Yeah, they done 2 of those Strikers games. They did Spider-Man Friend or Foe. The really oddball Spider-Man game. I don't know this Transformers game. Oh, it's a Wii version of like one of the War for Cybertron games. Or War Fall of Cybertron. Okay. They did a Captain America game. Oh, they did the Captain America First Avenger tie-in game. And they did 2010's Tom Clancy Ghost Recon. And they also did Dark Moon. So they did the one that no one cared for.
So they've done 2 Ouija Mansions.
Yeah. Wait, which canceled WWE game is this one?
I wonder if Dark Moon just didn't do any good because of the fact that it was a 3DS title. More so than anything else.
Okay, I know where I've heard these people from. They were working on a canceled WWE game called WWE Titans Parts Unknown, which was supposed to be kind of this like arcadey, like super hard arcadey, like 3D arena WWE game with like super accentuated WWE characters. There's gameplay footage floating around this. It looked pretty good. And then they were supposed to do another Strikers game for the Wii that got canceled. Okay, that's where I've heard them before, is that stuff. So maybe they get to do that stuff now. Or not the WWE game, maybe the Strikers thing.
Probably not.
Probably. Next up, apparently, Breath of the Wild uses Miis to generate its NPCs. So, yay!
It's one of those, this kind of isn't really surprising, but it's interesting at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
It's not surprising at all because, I mean, let's be fair. It wouldn't surprise me if they didn't have a modified version of the Mii creator when they were doing this.
Yeah. But it's kind of cool that, like, there's still stuff being discovered about Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Because, what was it? I told you, like, a while back, I think, about what was hidden in all of the champion themes in Breath of the Wild.
I don't remember that offhand.
Oh, the SOS and Morse code is hidden in all of the in all the champion themes, and all of them are tuned depending on their personalities. Which leads people to assume that it kind of embodies the last moments they were alive before they were killed by the Blights.
Which would make sense.
Which, considering we've seen kind of almost, because of time travel shenanigans, like what those ends would have looked like, it makes sense, actually. But anywho, next up, so an ongoing story, more or less. So a while back, pretty much over half of the DSi library was delisted on the North American.
It double clicked the close on me.
Oh no! I'll keep going. But yeah, over half of the library was gone. But recently, the library has been going back up to the point where only a handful of games are left delisted at the moment. And this is all being tracked by the person. I don't know if it's one person or multiple people for delisted games. But this is a site that tracks all of this delisted material. Like, this is where we got information about like what happened to Marvel Alliance in terms of its delisting. So yeah, the currently missing games are 501 Solitaire, Digger Dan and Kaboom, Face Pilot, Fly with your Nintendo DSi camera, Matchup, and Word Searcher 3. And then the list of delisted games, if they were delisted, it was just like, oh boy. Because instead of listing them, he recorded a video of all of them that were delisted. Just going through like the shop and stuff. So yeah, hey, it's good to hear that that's not the case. I don't know. There's no information on what the fuck happened, so I guess it was just oops, we actually took down everything. Oh, we can't get everything back yet. Oops. We're working on it.
Yeah, I'd say that's what's happened.
Alright, and last up, GDQ has been ongoing for the last week or so. There's been some good runs. They are currently standing at $2.2 million with 3 runs left. They have Super Orb Brothers, which is a Mario ROM hack of some variety. Pokemon Blue, a catch 'em all category. Super Orb Bros is 100%, and then Ocarina of Time all dungeons. Weirdly enough, because of the prizes that were like available to be raffled, I'm donating after Pokemon Blue starts. Because there's these really good looking like Evolution Cloud cards that are in the like that start with Pokemon Blue, and I was like, oh, I'll donate for these. It's like $25 donation. It's all 9 evolutions.
Oh, Super Orb Bros is a SMB3 hack.
Okay.
I figured since Mitch was doing it, it was probably a 3 hack, but
yeah.
I
was about to say it was gonna be World, but I think they did a World ROM hack earlier. It was either today or yesterday. They were doing a World one, so I was just like, it might be another World one. I don't know. I don't know my ROM hacks. So yeah, if you haven't gotten a chance to donate, go donate. If not, just go watch when we're done here, because we'll be done here in a bit. Just sit back, relax, and watch the rest of the marathon. But that's all we have for news, which means it's time for releases!
Yay.
Why are releases long? Well, no, they're not that long.
They're not long.
Yeah. Alright then. So we're gonna kick off on the 11th. All coming to the Switch. Arkanoid Breakout, Grand Prix Racing, Radio Commander, Top Gun Air Combat, Wrestling Empire, and Yumidori Nostalgia. What is Wrestling Empire?
Why do I get a feeling that is like a Tycoon-esque game?
I mean, that would be cool. No, it's just a straight-up wrestling game.
Oh.
It's pretty much like, hey, do you remember all your N64 wrestling games? You like those? Here's one that is that, more or less.
I almost feel like that was missed opportunity.
Yeah. I mean, that already exists. I don't remember the name of it, but I've seen it being played. But it's more like Text Adventure, kind of, in its presentation. I just don't remember the name of it. Anyway.
It would kind of be cool to see one like how Game Dev Tycoon is.
Yeah. Alright. So, on the 12th, Dead Ground for Switch, Five Nights at Freddy's Core Collection for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Switch, and some Slay Uncool Monsters on the Switch. On the 13th, Galactic Trooper Armada for Switch, Glitch's Trip for Xbox One, Gorilla Big Adventure for Switch, Head to Pig for Switch, Space Alien Invaders for Switch, Table Soccer Foosball for Switch, and The Pillar Puzzle Escape for Switch. On the 14th, Down in Bermuda for Switch, Fantasy Tavern, Sextic Volume 2 Adventures Days for Switch, 4 in a row for Switch, Life of Fly for Switch and Xbox One. There's always one that just slips through.
Okay.
MXGP 2020, the official motocross video game for Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5. Rhythm Fighter for Switch, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the game Complete Edition for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, Switch, and Stadia. That actually has box art that references Sonic Adventures, of all things.
Wouldn't surprise me.
It's so weird that this side-scrolling beat-em-up brawler references a 3D Sonic game. Why? Just why? And finally, Shadow Gangs for Switch. On the 15th, Arcade 1-Up Big Buck Hunter Pro as a dedicated console, Jet Cave Adventures for Xbox One, and Rise for Switch. On the 19th, Off-Road Racing Buggy X ATV X Moto for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, Switch. Tarunos for Xbox One, and War Truck Simulator for Switch. On the 20th, Hitman 3 for Xbox Series X, Xbox One, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, and Stadia. I didn't realize that was coming out this month. Like, I saw people doing previews and stuff, but I thought that was a little way out.
Yep, nope.
And from what I've heard, it's Hitman.
Also, wasn't that one of them in the Nintendo Direct rumor?
Probably.
I feel like that was.
But also on the 20th is Terratopia for Switch. On the 21st, Airbounce, the Jump and Run Challenge for Xbox One. Ghostonoid for Switch, Ride 4 for Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5, Roten Rebound for Switch, and Unstoppable for Switch. On the 22nd, my dog came in here and circled around and then left. I was like, what do you want? Anyway, 22nd, Adverse for Switch, Bladed Fury for PlayStation 4 and Switch, Gradiently for Switch, Gravity Heroes for Xbox One and PlayStation 4, Red Out Space Assault for Xbox One, PlayStation 4 and Switch, and Skycadia for Xbox One, and finally, on the 23rd, The Unexpected Quest for Switch.
Arf.
Arf.
Arf,
Once
indeed.
out. He can wait till we're done.
Yep, since we're this close.
Yeah.
Arf.
So, quick draws. I have a 3D printer. I'm going to do stupid, dumb ideas with this 3D printer.
Also, I don't have the Gruntilda laugh queued up. Just saying.
You don't need it. That was just me having a goof with it.
I felt that was funny, though.
Yeah. That's how I feel when I have it. I'm just like, I have all the power. So, this is a FlashForge Finder. I was originally going to get their light version, but it wasn't in stock. Their Finder was in stock on their website, so I just got that. And it came within the last couple weeks. And I've been printing with it. It prints very good. But so far, the only things I've been really printing are these stands for Soto figures that Mona's designed. Also, if you're wondering why it's red, that's because I got clear red plastic as the stuff it goes in, or as the spool I got, because it was a random spool. My dog's just trying to get into trouble to get my attention. Anyway, so that's the only thing I printed so far, which isn't like anything that complicated. But what I'm trying to print, and what I was trying to use, this free CAD is what it's called, CAD software, because I didn't want to deal with Inventor anymore. This first one here is like the handle of a knife, because I was trying to replicate the knife that came with the Trilobite Magia figure. I don't know how to design the knife itself, like the blade part. I have dimensions for the blade, but I don't know how to design it in CAD. Yet. The other thing was something that should have been easy to do, but it's what made me stop use this program. I was trying to make a magnifying glass because the figure I have pictured with the stand, that's the like Gen 1 Humagear. I have it posed to be a Wazzle because I want Wazzle on my shelf. Because he's like the only Gen 1 Humagear I could think of. Well, still Gen 1 Humagear that I'm like, I want him on my shelf. Because I have the Gen 4 and I have it as Izu on my shelf. So I was like, I'll have the Gen 1B Wazzle because why not? So I was like, I'm going to give him a magnifying glass since he's a detective and all. I can't find a way to cut a hole in this circle I put on top of the peg. It keeps telling me to select a body, and I think I've selected a body a couple different times, but it's not taking, and I just don't understand why this is so complicated. Because the other problem I ran into is when you're like setting down your like shapes and stuff before you do your extrusions to make them a 3D object, it doesn't give you measurements for them. You have to do the measurements after you set the object. So you have to put a circle, then like just a circle of any size.
Then tell it what size.
No, then you have to constrain it. You have to find the specific button to constrain it either by diameter or by the radius. Instead of it just being in Inventor, where when you're putting a circle, it just gives you like the diameter off the bat. Like as you're putting it, it just like it's this wide. So I eventually gave up. I'm trying to get me SolidWorks at the moment. It's gonna be a process to install it. But once I have that, which is apparently like a superior program to Inventor, I'll be a lot better at doing this because I know what the fuck I'm doing in CAD. It's one of the things I really liked from my degree was modeling stuff and like doing dimensions and figuring out how to do it. Granted, I never had to do anything that complicated, but
I mean, to be fair,
yeah. The most they had me do was like abstract objects.
I mean, to be fair, yeah, they don't teach you how to do the complicated stuff I've managed to do in Electron within any kind of JavaScript class, so yeah. And I know I'm still only scratching the surface is what's bad.
Yeah. But those are the first two things I'm going to try to get done because they're nice, simple objects. Because I also have to figure out how to print them. And, like, the complications of that. Because, like, that's the other thing I have to take in consideration. Because, like, yeah, I've modeled stuff before. That's kind of the easy part now. But now I have to figure out how to 3D print it. Which the program that I have to use to like talk to the printer to tell it to print stuff has like this auto support feature. So I'm going to try that first, and if it doesn't work, then I'm going to like have to design like a base and stuff for this to print on. And then we'll see how it prints. I had at the beginning of all this 250 grams of material. And it's not that much to get for me to get another 250 grams of material. This time in whatever color I want, which I'm just going to get it in black because that's a nice base color to have for anything I print.
Fair.
Because eventually, and you'll probably see me document this in quick draws in the future, eventually, like, the next step after this is to print the gun that the Trilobite Magia has. So their rifle that they had in series, like the Soto figure came with that. I want to print that because you could probably use more guns in your Soto figures if you like troop build like Trilobites, because it doesn't come with the Trilobite itself. It comes in this accessory box. So is to print that, then work my way up to maybe more complicated weapons. Maybe try to replicate like the key slasher. Because I want the key slasher in sword form instead of gun form. Well, with a peg that's gun or that's sword instead of gun. So like that. I don't know, some other weapon I could probably use a duplicate of. That I could try to model. Essentially, I'm trying to work up baby steps from like there to like empty drivers to eventually, like the end goal of all this is to print my own Soto figure, which is an X8 figure. Because X8 is fairly universal in all of its dimensions or all of its designs and stuff. So if I do anything, like I just have to replicate 90% of it and just make a new helmet. That's it. So you'll see me continue the process of doing all this in the future. Anywho, that's my quick draw. You don't have a quick draw, correct?
Correct.
All right, then tomorrow, Halo, us doing Spartan Ops, and then part-times.
Yep.
Which I found out because like ODST got ran for GDQ. You were correct. The Ghost is the superior option. Although apparently you can drive the Ghost up several walls.
Which would make the part-time a lot easier.
Yeah. Also, you actually don't drive off the ledge. You just hop off it. It's a lot faster.
That makes sense because it's actually when you hit the kill plane, not when you actually get off the cliff.
Yeah.
I did notice that part of it, but we were cutting it close anyhow, so yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, us hunting part-times and more Spartan Ops.
Which I
get closer
think
to getting those.
Halo 2's on the docket.
Yeah.
Because you don't have a lot of them, and that's the bigger level group.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, fun.
Monday is us finishing up Build Fighters Try. So the last 5 episodes of that. Thursday I will do Ratchet and Clank or Ratchet Deadlocked. It's not technically Ratchet and Clank, it's Ratchet Deadlocked. Because you don't play with Clank in that game. Because of plot reasons.
Friday presumably we'll be doing more Ultimate Alliance.
So when we haven't borked the game severely.
I feel like we might reinstall and just go with the base.
Yeah.
I hate saying that, but in light of it crashing on both of us after alt-tabbing, that's not a feasible way of doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So that might just be the better.
Yeah.
I might try to see if it'll at least allow me to install the stuff to the point where I can have, you know, the correct buttons.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Which I can test
Saturday,
if that at least works.
Yeah, Saturday, I don't know.
Monster Hunter.
Oh, you're gonna get the Monster Hunter Rise demo?
I technically already have it.
Oh, okay.
So that, and if it gets done too early, we might just transition to something else on the Switch.
We'll probably end up transitioning because there's not that much to do in the demo. We only get like 30 hunts.
And
that'll bring us back around to next Sunday, where we start Dragon Knight.
Oh yeah, I forgot that's what we were doing next.
I might end up regretting watching Dragon Knight because I'm like, fuck, now I want all the Ryuki figures. Because technically in that show, all the riders become good guys because of like how that show works. Like, technically, all the writers are supposed to be good guys. The only bad ones are the asshole ones from Earth. So yeah, that is next Sunday. So if you like what you've seen, drop a follow. Really appreciate it. Chipping away at that affiliate goal. At TG Saloon on Twitter gets you updates when we go live. Next special point, Discord and chat. Gets the Discord link. Drop by. Say hi. We'll see you tomorrow, folks.